Why are so many people suddenly giving up on bread? More than 1/4 of Americans say they're trying to cut back on foods that contain gluten, the protein found in wheat, barley, and rye. That means these folks will only eat bread, pasta, and cookies made with substitutes for wheat flour. But hey, no problem. One certification group has endorsed 9,000 gluten-free products so far, and companies are still lining up to get their seal of approval. The global market for gluten-free food has been growing at an annual rate of 28% for the last 7 years. Sales are set to hit $2.6 billion this year. The funny thing is, doctors say that only 2 or 3% of Americans have a real medical reason to avoid gluten. So what's going on here? Maybe this is just another food fad like the lemonade diet or the cabbage soup diet or all those other wacky things that come and go. We Americans love to try out new ideas, and we also like to believe in magic. Maybe if we just eat this one thing, or avoid eating this one thing, all our health and weight problems will magically disappear. Over at the NPD group, Harry Balzer has been asking people about how they feel about food for almost 30 years, and he sees a pattern. First, people get all worked up about a health claim and sales go crazy. If the claim has any truth to it, concern will decline until it stabilizes around a core group that takes the claim seriously. Back in 1985, for example, more than 1/3 of Americans agreed that they should be careful serving foods that contained a lot of sugar. That share declined to 20% of Americans by the mid-1990s, and it hasn't budged since. The same pattern holds for the 30% of Americans who say they're concerned about fat and cholesterol, or the 25% who are cautious about salt. Those shares were once a lot higher too. Recently, the claims have changed. Now people are going for superfoods that can supposedly cure all your ills. The share of Americans who say they're trying to get more fish oil into their diets increased from 36% in 2007 to 48% last year. NPD is also charting increased interest in foods that have antioxidants, whole grains, and probiotic bacteria. So gluten-free foods maybe are just the latest magic bullet. I doubt that 1/4 of Americans will actually give up the taste of real pizza, but I think they're here to stay. For PLMALive, this is Brad Edmondson.